Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with Jeff Grant, SBR contributor, and today we're going to be looking at some NCAA props, and this would be particularly in the case for the odds for the SEC teams to win the national championship. All the lines are coming from 5 dimes in this case. How you doing this morning, Jeff?
Doing great, Dax. Very excited to talk about this topic because everybody perceives that the SEC is the best conference in the country, so definitely have some viable teams to take a look at in terms of future odds to win the trophy.
Yep. Let's see where we can find some value in this one. All right, so let's start talking about the 5 top teams in this section, starting with Auburn. Right now, bookies set them at plus 550 to win this. What can you tell us about them right now, Jeff?
I'll tell you right now, there's been no more impressive team in the country than Auburn. Absolutely just blowing out SEC opponents over a 9-game winning streak dating back to last year, averaging 43 points over that span. But it all really comes down to right now, if you want to play that price at plus 550, because they are just a slight 3-point road favorite against Mississippi State, another team we're going to be talking about later on in this video.
Mm-hmm. The next one that comes up on our list is Georgia at plus 800. Now, what about them?
You look at Georgia, they lost to South Carolina, which is why I find this number to be surprising. But then when you look at their future schedule, there's really nobody that's going to cause much concern for the Bulldogs, especially when playing on the road. So you have to like their chances as long as Todd Gurley continues to gain more than 8 yards a carry. But the problem is the more carries he gets, the more chance he gets injured and the chance that the Bulldogs can't win the national title. So I'm not interested in backing them at this price.
All right, now we got the Crimson Tide at plus 1,000. I can only guess that this one dropped a bit after that loss to Ole Miss last week, but what else can you tell us about this?
You know, Dax, I mentioned in my article that I wrote, sportsbookreview.com, you can read it later today, is the fact that if you're looking to back the Crimson Tide, the time is right now. Absolutely right now. This line is actually double what it's been at any time over the course of the entire season, even leading into the 2014 campaign. And that was an unfortunate loss for Alabama, but I've already heard press conferences by head coach Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa, and he's preaching to his locker room that the whole season is still ahead of Alabama, and I believe it. I would actually put a little bit of money on Alabama, as I expect them to have a few starters back after this week, and they've really had no trouble against Arkansas, their Week 7 opponent.
Yeah, well, hell yeah, especially since they got Saban. And I know Saban's a really decent head coach in this case, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to be able to get that team to turn around and, get back on track. Anyways, the other team that we're looking at right now is Mississippi, and they're at plus 1,200. What can you tell us about them?
This is the real dark horse candidate since the beginning of the year. I mentioned in videos previously that I thought this was the best underdog value in the entire market, not just the SEC, but in the country as a whole. But I'm a little worried now after coming off an ESPN College Game Day home underdog upset victory and now having another tough game on deck. So right now I'm a little cautious in that price. I'd rather back Ole Miss if this team continues to win after this week, even though the price is going to be shorter. Yeah. I think they have more of a chance of winning the national title, obviously, if they get through Week 7 unscathed.
All right, now let's stay in that same state, but now let's actually look at State for plus 1,500. What can you tell us about Mississippi State in this case?
Mississippi State had a very impressive win over Texas A&M, but now they face the top team in the market in Auburn, and they are a home underdog, and I know they're going to be a popular home underdog play, but I've written on my Twitter feed this week that there's a reason why Auburn is a road favorite in that game. And I think Mississippi State goes down. And once this program has historically, once it's lost a game, it's kind of gotten away from them. And even though they have a Heisman Trophy candidate in Dak Prescott, I simply can't take Mississippi State at this point in time.
All right, so out of these 5, which one do you actually believe that has the best value in this case? I mean, I'm liking 3 right now, but what is your main pick?
Best value, I mentioned it was the third team we talked about was Alabama. Mm-hmm. The team that I think has the best chance of winning the national title, of course, would be Auburn, simply because they don't have a loss. But Dax, we all know if Alabama has that one loss and Auburn is an undefeated team and Auburn's got to go down to Tuscaloosa, there's going to be a revenge-minded team in Alabama that they're going to face, and that could actually really decide this entire category. But right now, for the video, I would mention to actually place a little money on Alabama out of these 5 teams.
All right, my man. As always, it's a pleasure talking football with you. Thanks for the valuable insights, and look forward to doing it again tomorrow, my man.
Thank you.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.